And episode 12 of Huerta Urbana. Welcome to this episode of these beautiful times in the garden. I mean, growth is massive, as you're going to see, and it's neat that we actually start to see some of the fruits of our labor. Those fruits that are starting to grow on those plants that we've been taking care of for so long. This is one of the reasons, I would say, probably the major reason why most people garden is to see the result, to get the result. However, I believe gardening shouldn't be mainly for the extrinsic goal, so the goal that's outside of us, what we see, what we're trying to get. I think the main goal of gardening, I believe, should be intrinsic. It should be a goal that makes us better inside. So gardening can truly make us a better person, make us better people in many ways that you've seen through just the first couple of episodes of Huerta Urbana. It's truly beautiful, and gardening can become beautiful when we start to do it to better ourselves on the inside. And in today's episode, you actually get to see how the backyard garden is evolving and becoming more and more and more. And you get an update on the front yard too. It's green, it's beautiful, even though I don't have that much space. And talking about the garden and growing a garden in the front yard, where everybody can see it, it has its advantages because, as you'll see in this video, I planted some new plants thanks to somebody that walks by my garden all the time, and he actually brought me a couple plants. I had to plant in the front yard. I actually planted them in the planter boxes out back, but just a great way to get to know people, get to know your community, and build community. My relationship with this person has grown over the time because of the garden. And you're also going to see that too much of a good thing in the garden can also be problematic, as in everything in life. So again, the garden being a great teacher of life. Enjoy this episode 12 of Huerta Urbana. Well, it's been a little while. Let's give you a little update of the farm. Our little mini tiny urban super small planter box garden. So this is that squash plant that's running up, then across, so now it's going up. Still no flowers, unfortunately, so we'll see what happens with that. I'm actually eating some of those carrots now. They're still pretty small, but I'm eating some. And back behind there, we still have that pepper plant that's coming up that will take its spot of the carrots soon. Tomatoes, look at this. These tomato plants are beautiful. They're climbing up. So we have a couple little tomatoes hidden back there. So one right there. We have a couple over there. So we got some tomatoes coming in. The lettuce coming back. So we ate all that lettuce that this series started, and we planted some more lettuce coming up. We've already cut all the leaves off of these two comfrey plants once. Now look how they're coming back so strong. Looking for some squash plants under here, but nothing. Just a lot of tomato seeds that came up. And this is from organic lettuce that we bought. That's why we just replanted them, and they're coming back slowly but surely also. So pretty neat. Here's some more tomato plants. We've eaten all the arugula out of this bed. We're still eating some of the beet leaves. I'm going to let some of those beets actually turn into beets. Those are some pretty beautiful tomato plants that are also coming up. And check this out over here. Some more tomato plants. So a lot of these tomato plants, and then we got some broccoli also coming up. I'm using those just for the majority just I'm using for lettuce leaves. Well, lettuce leaves, salad leaves. But also here we have some flowers, and we even have some tomatoes. If you look inside there, we got some tomatoes coming up. So that's what we're looking like so far. And then these continue to grow. I don't know if you saw this, but we got some raspberries. So we got some raspberries coming in too. Pretty cool. Someone brought me a kiwi plant, so we're hoping that those will survive so we can transplant those kiwis. And here's the two avocado trees. They're coming beautifully. Some other things back there, and then I guess I'll show you this real quick. Here's that lemon tree. Look how beautiful that's coming up. All those big leaves. So coming along on this rainy spring day. How's it going? Yesterday, some cool guy came over and decided to give me a couple plants because he knows I'm planting out front. So he came over, he brought me a couple pepper plants, green onions, and leeks. So I'll show you what I do with those plants and a little update of this small little planter box garden I got here in the backyard. So first of all, I just cut the second batch of leaves off these two comfrey plants. Incredible how fast they grow. Look at all those beautiful leaves. The leaves are actually bigger than ones before. That right there and that right there is organic lettuce that I bought a couple weeks back, and I planted it, and look, it's coming back. So we're gonna get some more lettuce soon. And that right there is the plant, one of the pepper plants that was given to me by a cool guy that I know that walks by. I see him all the time because I take my kids to school walking. We always stop and talk. He gives me plants from the street and says, hey, these are good plants, eat them. He shows me what they are, he tells me what they are and what good they do, so it's kind of neat. But he stopped by and gave me that pepper plant. And he also, over here, I divided the pepper plants because there's a couple of them, I put two more there. He also gave me those green onions and these leeks right here. So I planted them here in the planter box because the lettuce, I didn't get much lettuce germination. I got that and that, but that's about it. But check out these tomato plants. If we can go back in there, you can see where we got some pretty big tomatoes coming in, and kind of go back for you. That's what we're looking at. I'm eating some of those carrots. The carrots are still kind of small, but I'm eating them, kind of spacing them out so they can grow bigger. And look at this too, up here close. We also got a squash coming in. We'll see what happens. And same here, this little plant over here, we got another little squash. So we'll see what happens. Over here we got tons of tomatoes coming in, growing up. The tomatoes are climbing up through this little gate that I made, so looking good. And look at this tomato plant. It's a monster of a plant. So this is what we're looking at out here. And I can see over there my trees. I got some the raspberry bush and some other plants that I got out there. But incredible. It's neat. That's what's cool about this gardening experience, is that people get into it and they start to share seeds and other plants and stuff like that. So pretty cool. That's an update so far. Well, I thought I'd give you a little update of the garden. This is in the front yard garden. I'm looking here. We've had some pretty wet days with lots of wind, and this is what I planted with my daughter and my nephews. And the rain has actually knocked it all to the ground. You can't even really see it because there's so many other leaves that came off of the tree. A lot of my little plants I actually have to pick off because the leaves are touching the ground. And I'm gonna see if I can keep them alive. That's what happens when you don't have a lot of sun. The stalks get long, and when it rains, it just falls over. So you have to always keep picking them up so the leaves don't, I guess, rot in the dirt there. So that's kind of that's where the Swiss chard is. The majority of our Swiss chard. Those are the seeds that I'm trying to get from the latest plant. I'll use those for later. I did keep these squash plants that just kind of came up. We'll see how they turn out. There's the other squash plant. It's coming. I mean, like I said, there's not a lot of sun, so it's growing kind of slow. There's another one over there. There's the arugula. That's basically ready to be put back into the ground and let the new seeds come up. Those are all my potatoes and that tomato plant. I don't know if you remember, but all of my lettuce actually got stolen, so that's what's left. It's kind of coming back. We planted some other lettuce, but also the rain. So I love the rain, but when you get a lot of hard rain and really quick, it actually can damage the small plants. But there's mint. I'll walk over here so you actually see. There's the lemon balm, the comfrey plant, and as you can see, here's the tomato plant. It's actually coming up. So there's the tomato plant, and there's all the potatoes around it. And then you get a little better look of all the arugula plants that are ready to go back into the ground. So I'm actually going to do that pretty soon. I'm going to take that and kind of just work it back in the ground and let those seeds come back and get some more arugula. Arugula is kind of nice out here because without a lot of sun, it doesn't go to seed that fast. So we can't have a couple of cuts of the arugula before it turns into seed. But that's what it's looking like up front here. We've had a little trouble up here too because of the dogs. The dogs have come and
dig through the dirt, so so a lot of the seeds didn't germinate because of that. And then we got some humps, so some of the water accumulates in an area and it kills all the small plants off. So that's what we're kind of looking at now, and that's some of the challenges you have when you're gardening in between the street and the sidewalk, but it's coming along.
Well, I hope you guys liked the episode. You guys are awesome. Thanks for watching and helping me take this obstacle of mine and turning it into the way of not having much space, but making the best of it and letting you guys see it as I grow. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Pastor's Veritas Farm. There's also a great way to never miss an episode. You can actually join my email list at pastorsveritasfarm.com, and not only will you never miss an episode, but you'll also learn that I have a podcast, and I share some podcasts about health and wellness and natural health, which that's what I term it now. I just say natural health because we're all naturally healthy. Let's just help our bodies find that natural health with just a couple things. So you also will get all that. You can also get a couple free articles about health. So a lot of great things you can get for absolutely free just by joining my email list. So go to pastorsveritasfarm.com and join my email list. And don't forget to comment. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you want to hear about. And thanks again for all you guys, all the great stuff you're doing. You're awesome, and see you on the next episode of Huerta Urbana.